Dear learners, welcome you all. I, Dr. Rashmi Agarwal, faculty from JC Bose University of Science and Technology, YMCA, Faridabad, Haryana, is going to present a module on green building for renewable energy technologies and their uses course. Modern day buildings have a tendency to use design and materials which are resource intensive and are quite often operate in isolation with the nature. Such buildings are very poor in energy efficiency and generate lot of waste, adding to the faster depletion of natural resources. Thus, buildings are seen today as one of the major pollutants to affect urban air quality and contribute to climate change. To green buildings, we do not refer to the buildings which are green in color or have been constructed with green parks around. Green buildings refer to a conscious practice for addressing issues of resource conservation in an integrated and scientific manner. Keeping all these points in mind, these green building modules include your definition, what is the aim of green building, then how this green building is different from your conventional building, then what should be the goals to make a building as a green building. So once a building is made, how will you rate it? So what is a green building rating system? What are the problems we are facing in existing building? Then after making green building, what are the benefits, issues, advantages, social advantages? All will be considered in this module. So what is a green building? If it is not a conventional building, then green building, which is also known as a sustainable building, is a structure that is designed, built, renovated, operated or reused in ecological and resources efficient manner. They are high performance buildings whose energy efficiency and environmental performance is substantially better than standard practice and meet certain standards for reducing natural resource consumption. So the sustainable development is maintaining a delicate balance between a human need to improve lifestyle and feeling of well-being on one side and preserving natural resources and ecosystem on which our future generation depends. So these green buildings preserve our precious natural resources like water and energy and improve the quality of the occupants, providing them a healthier environment to live in as compared to the conventional building. So our aim of a green building is to minimize the demand on non-renewable resources and maximize the utilization efficiency of these resources when in use. So that means they are maximizing the use of efficient building material and construction practices, optimizes the use of on-site sources and sinks by bioclimatic architectural practices, use minimum energy to power itself, uses efficient equipment to meet its lighting, air conditioning and other needs. That means we have to maximize the reuse and recycle of the available sources and utilize our renewable resources. Then next aim is the efficient operation of energy, water, materials, resources and waste by using efficient waste and water management practices and provide comfortable and hygienic indoor working conditions. That means our target should be that there should be a control of gas emissions. Why? For the protection of environmental quality and prevention of health. Unfortunately, greenhouse gases are not only the harmful pollutants that these buildings emit. Indoor level of air pollution may greatly exceed outdoor levels. Sometimes, indoor air pollution is particularly important because we are spending most of the time indoors. So the Environmental Pollution Agency has estimated that indoor level of pollution may be 2 to 5 times higher and occasionally more than 100 times higher than outdoor air pollution levels. Now this pollution comes from wide variety of sources. One way is to reduce the presence of this toxin is to ensure that indoor air is frequently replaced by outdoor air, means proper ventilation, and to ensure that outdoor air is properly filtered. But buildings are very poorly ventilated and they do not sufficiently filter the air that is recirculated, leading to the air that is potentially harmful to the building occupants' health. So there is a lot of difference of green building from the conventional building. The design, maintenance and construction of green buildings are tremendously different from your conventional building. These green buildings use less non-renewable resources as compared to the conventional buildings. It has more emphasis on reducing pollution and increase the comfort, health and safety of the people who inhabit it. This means we are also minimizing the waste during the construction of green building by recovering materials and reusing or recycling the construction materials. So lastly, we have to minimize the pollution also. So the pollution is also minimized through the construction of green building. That means we have to set some goals of our green building, because these green buildings bring together a vast array of practices and techniques to reduce and ultimately eliminates the impact of building on the environment and human health. So the goals of green building include our structure, energy, water, material efficiency. Then we have to maintain the quality of indoor environment. Then we have to optimize our operation and maintenance and construction and reduce the waste which has been produced because of the construction of the buildings. So this is a flow chart which is showing the goals of a green building. When a building is in a pre-building phase, designers are designing it, and in that time they are designing in such a way that their material they select which reduce the waste. Then they use the water conservation technique, which means that water is used, reduce and recycle it, and energy issues, which are basically they are using most of the renewable energy sources in order to increase the efficiency of a green building. Once the designer have designed, then the building come in a construction and maintenance operation phase. That is, it's a building phase which is done by contractor and users. But simultaneously, these people are also using material. Which material? The material which is efficient, which is not creating any pollution to the environment. Then the material waste which is generated because of construction of this building or because of disposable or because of demolition, this is managed, remanaged by reusing and recycling it. So if we start with first our structural design efficiency, we all know that conventional building use large amount of energy, land, water and raw materials for their construction and operation. They are responsible for large greenhouse gas emission as well as emission of other harmful air pollutants. And they also generate large amount of construction and demolition waste and have a serious impact on plant and wildlife. Now this component basically studies the impact of material which is used in designing the structure of building and minimize it to create environmentally friendly structures of the building. So if we are talking about our structure design efficiency, that means we have to take some measures for maintaining our structure design efficient. So firstly, when I am talking about design, I will talk about building dimensions. Now this building dimension means length, width and height, which may be proportionate to have a minimum energy consumption. A large and narrow building will have more access to the natural light and has less electricity consumption for the artificial light. There are many ways to improve our building structure efficiency, like by adding insulation materials to already new and existing frame construction building is a proven and relatively inexpensive way to improve building energy efficiency with respect to heating and cooling. So if I talk about insulation, now regarding insulation, the heat loss through the construction of walls, floor, basement, ceiling or the roof is represented by the thermal heat loss coefficient or U value, which represents how much heat in watts is lost per meter square at the standard temperature difference. And the material, insulation material, which are normally used in these floors, roof, wall, because they work by resisting heat flow. So they are measured by R value. That means the higher the R value, higher will be the insulation. Many materials which are used for insulation are like cellulose, cotton, fiberglass, mineral wool, perlite, sheep's wool, etc. So after designing this structure, now we have to come on the material. Now material, we have to talk about a material efficiency which is used for designing the our green building. Now building construction is a multi-billion-dollar industry and requires the constant production and harvesting of millions of tons of variety of raw materials to meet worldwide demand. Natural materials are generally lower in embodied energy and toxicity than man-made materials. They require less processing and are less damaging to the environment. Many, like wood, are theoretically renewable. So when natural materials are incorporated into building products, the product become more sustainable. But the crucial part of this green building is a material that is used in the construction. Now, although the definitions vary, green building materials are generally composed of renewable rather than non-renewable resources and are environmentally responsible because their impacts are considered over the life of the product. Now, these green building materials generally result in reduced maintenance and replacement cost over the life of the building, conserve energy and improve occupant health and productivity. So, that means green building materials can be selected by evaluating characteristics such as reused and recycled content, zero or low off-gassing of harmful gas emissions, zero or low toxicity, sustainability, and rapidly renewable harvesting material, high recyclability, durability, longevity, and local protection. So, the material used in the construction of building also consume energy. Therefore, it is desirable to focus on alternate material which consume less energy to reduce the overall energy consumption of a building. That means the energy which is used in material is consumed in production of basic raw material, processing of raw materials to make finished product, and fabrication of different building system. Now, based on this energy intensity, which is a sum of three components of the energy as indicated above, building materials can be categorized into three types. First one is high energy material, which have energy intensity greater than 5 gigajoules per ton, like aluminum, steel, plastic. Next is medium energy material, whose energy intensity is between 0.5 to 5 gigajoules per ton, like concrete, lime plaster, fly ash, fire current. And last one is a low energy material, that means less than 0.5. Now, this is a figure which is showing very properly about the conventional building material and a green building material, which can be easily shown that by in green building material we are using wool or wood fiber for insulation in place of your foam board, and in structures we are trying to use straw bale, stone, timber frame in comparison to your bricks, metal or concrete used in conventional building. And in conventional building, generally we do the flooring through tiles, wood, concrete. But in case of our green building, we are using bamboo, corkwood, hardwood, etc. So after this, now we have structured the green building. We have talk about the material. Now we will talk about energy efficiency. Now this efficient energy use, sometimes simply called energy efficiency, is a goal to reduce the amount of energy required to provide products and services. For example, insulating a home allows a building to use less heating and cooling energy to achieve and maintain a comfortable temperature. This component aims at using more natural resources and fewer technological substitutes to use the energy available efficiently and to the maximum extent. So, this energy efficiency and renewable energy are said to be the twin pillars of sustainable energy policy. Now, the energy efficiency has proved to be a cost-effective strategy for building economics without necessarily increasing energy consumption. Thus, a balanced approach to energy efficiency in building should be more comprehensive than simply trying to minimize energy consumed. Then, issues such as quality of indoor environment and efficiency of space use should be factored in, and definite measures should be taken to improve energy efficiency that can take many different forms. So, what can the measures we can take? Like first one, very easy, like ground surface treatment may be optimized by using maximum advantage of natural daylight and solar heat gain. By this, we can use light color ground surfaces for building with interior daylight controls, like take care of summer as well as winter sun. That trees should be planted in such a way that they provide partial shading of windows during summer, natural light is not reduced significantly and act as a winter windbreaks. We can also use trombones having glass and masonry that will provide solar heat to the interior zones. We should have suitable reflectors on the south side of the building that will increase the amount of natural light. Reflectors may be positioned such a way that solar radiation is focused on absorbing material inside the building. So that means we can use the increased glazing in office building having daylight controls that will reduce our artificial lighting. So that a heat conductance value of glaze surface has to be balanced with that of the wall, otherwise heat loss may be increased. And we can have an operative window that will help to increase summer ventilations. We can have white color roof surface that will reduce air conditioning loads and energy costs. So these were some measures by which we can make our building energy efficient. And these are the pictures basically there which are showing energy efficient building in which we are having light color ground surfaces. Trees should be planted in such a way that natural light is not reduced significantly, act as a winter windbreaks, and there is no need of any artificial light. Now next, very important, water. So the target of water efficiency of green building is to reduce the waste of water and make it more reusable by designing method by which one can collect and reuse the purified water. So in buildings, one of the primary use of water in building is for toilets, sinks, showers and similar uses. The byproduct of this uses is wastewater. So the reducing the amount of wastewater in a building chiefly depends on a change in the equipment's water usage pattern, namely the amount of water that is used for things like flushing toilets and urinals. So buildings and landscapes can be designed to maximize the amount of catchment area, and water can be collected in cisterns, barrels or sways. This collective water can be retained and routed for use in building evaporative coolers and toilets and for irrigation purposes. Now this shows our rainwater harvesting system in which we can see that rainwater is collected through the piping and filter in the main tank, from where it is used for garden watering, toilet flushing, car washing, clothes washing, and remaining water is again sent back to the ground. So just see how useful is for our water efficiency measures if we take for a green building. Now very important point is that we should maintain indoor quality. That means which is measured by our indoor environment quality. Our goal should be to minimize the negative impact of materials on the people who reside in the building by creating a healthy, comfortable and protective environment. So these all slides shows the green building picture which is creating a healthy, comfortable and protective environment. Now another measure, we have design, we have structured material, talk about water efficiency. Now we have to talk about the waste, construction, operation and demolition waste. The green building generally seek to minimize the amount of construction and demolition waste they generate. They can do this by recycling or reusing your C&D waste, such as by using inert demolition material as base material for parking lots and roadways. And for the sites that include the demolition of existing structures, plan can be developed early in the design process to manage and reuse as much material as possible through deconstruction, demolition and construction processes. Because this demolition generates large amount of material that can be reused or recycled, principally wood, concrete and other types of masonry and drywall. So rather than demolishing entire building or a part of building can be deconstructed. This building deconstruction is the orderly dismantling of building components for reuse or recycling. So in contrast to building demolition, deconstruction involves taking part of our portion of buildings or remove their content with the primary goal being reuse. Now this is a picture which is showing a picture of a green building having all efficient measures that should be taken for any green building. Now you have learned about green buildings, but one of the important questions which the owner of such a building or designer would like to know is how successful he has been creating such a building. So globally, building rating system have been developed and it is found quite effective. Most of the internationally devised rating system have been tailored to suit the building sector of the country where they are developed. Now, in India, 3 rating systems are being developed. That is, first one is your green rating for integrated habit assessment. Second one is IGBC, that is Indian Green Building Council. And third one is Bureau of Indian Efficiency. Now, these rating systems are not mandatory, but they are voluntary. Now, these are the some symbols which are used for your green building rating system. First one is for LED. Second one is for IGBC and third one is for GRIHA REHA system. Now, GRIHA Green Rating for Integrated Habitat Assessment is promoted by the Energy Resource Institute TERI and the Ministry of New and Renewable Energy Government of India. It is a green building design evaluation system where the buildings are rated in a 3-tier process. The process initiates with the online submission of document as per the prescribed criteria, followed by an on-site visit and evaluation of a building by a team of professionals and experts from GRACE Secretariat. Now, this green rating system consists of 34 criteria categorized in 4 different sections. First one is site selection and site planning. Second one is conservation and efficient utilization of resources. Third one is building operation and maintenance. And fourth one is innovation. Now, this GRIHA has a 100-point system consisting of some core points which are mandatory to be met, while the rest are optional points which can be earned by complying with the commitment of the criteria. Now, different level of certification, that is varying from 1 star to 5 star, is awarded on the base of number of points earned. The minimum points required for certification is 50, as in the shown in the chart. That if you score 50 to 60, you will get 1 star. If from 61 to 70, you will get 2 star. From 71 to 80, you will get 3 star. From 81 to 90, you will get 4 star. And from 91 to 100, you will get 5 star. Then about your Indian Green Building Council. So, the Leadership in Energy and Environmental Design (LEED) is a rating system developed for certifying green buildings. Now, this was developed by US Green Building Council, the organization promoting sustainability through green buildings. So, LEED is a framework for assessing building performance against set criteria and standard points of references. The benchmark for the LEED Green Building Rating System were developed in year 2000 and are currently available for the new and existing construction. Confederation of Indian Industry formed the Indian Green Building Council in year 2001. The vision of the council is to enable the sustainable built environment for and facilitate India to be one of the global leaders in the sustainable built environment by 2025. Then it offers a range of services that include developing new green building rating programs, certification pro services, and green building training programs. This council also organizes a Green Building Congress, its annual flagship and event on the green buildings. Now, this council is committee-based member, driven focus, and its stakeholders consist of architects, developers, product manufacturers, corporate governments, and academicians. So, next one is this means IGBC rating system, which are voluntary, consensus-based, market-driven program. This rating system is based on 5 elements of nature and is a perfect blend of ancient architecture practice and modern technological innovation. It is divided into different levels of certifications as certified to recognize best practices, silver to recognize outstanding practices, gold to recognize national excellence, and platinum to recognize global leadership. These are applicable to all 5 climate zones of our country. And this rating system evaluates certain credit points using a perspective approach and other credits on a performance-based approach. This rating system is comprehensive and user-friendly at the same time. Last one is the Bureau of Energy Efficiency, which developed its own rating system for the building based on 1 to 5 star scale. More star means more energy efficiency. Now, this was developed by Energy Performance Index. The unit of kilowatt per square meter per year is considered for rating the building, especially target air conditioned, non-air conditioned office building. In India, the Reserve Bank of India's building in Delhi and Bhubaneswar, the CI Shobras Godrej Green Business Centre are many other buildings who have received this Bureau of Energy Efficiency 5-star rating. These are some examples of LED rating buildings in the India, which are received platinum and gold from it. So that means we have some benefits of green building. It has more emphasis on reducing pollution and increasing the comfort, health and safety of the people who inhabit it. Secondly, we are minimizing the wastage during the construction by recovering materials, reusing or recycling the construction materials, and we are minimizing the pollution. These green buildings are economically friendly by providing certain benefits, like it provides a cheaper way of designing building by using more natural resources. It is reducing our operating cost, and it increases the productivity of reused materials. Now, if we are having benefits of economically, then we are having social benefits also, because they are providing better lifestyle to the resident, they are enhancing the productivity of the occupant, and it provides the productive and protective environment to the occupants by providing better indoor quality air and providing a good health to the people residing in the buildings. But every coin has a pros and cons. So despite of numerous advantages of green building, there are some disadvantages also. Some of them, initial cost of setting a building is very high. Maintenance of green building is difficult. To maintain a good indoor quality is a great challenge, and top-notch indoor quality cannot be ensured at all times. Then in green building, we are depending on the natural resources like solar panels, which can be a problem in rainy season. And last, we can't design green building everywhere. It is not suitable for every location. So in the last, we conclude that we Indians were aware of green building concept from the beginning, because the conventional homes with big red color roof tiles and clay made wall is a really good example of energy efficient structure that are used to keep cool during summers and warm during the winters. And till today, most of the rural India is still attached to this building technology with naturally available materials like clay, wood, jute, ropes, etc. Today, we have advanced technologies that create smarter systems to control inside temperature, lighting system, power and water supply and waste generation. So green building might be a bit heavy on the purse, but they are good for environment. So in this rapidly changing world, we should adopt the technology that help us to save precious natural resources, and this will lead us to true sustainable development. Thank you.